From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Brian Todd with today's Voice Briefing. It's Monday, November 10th, 2025.
This is Todd Spangler, Washington correspondent with the Detroit Free Press. On Friday, the Trump administration ordered airlines to cut 4% of their flights into and out of major airports. That includes Detroit Metro. It's only the beginning. The order from the Federal Aviation Administration was believed to directly affect only about 36 flights out of what is also known as DTW on Friday. That number could even be less on Saturday and Sunday. But beginning next week, the percentage of flights canceled is supposed to hike up, maybe to 10% or more. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says it's necessary to protect the public during the ongoing federal government shutdown. Because of that shutdown, air traffic controllers have gone more than a month without pay, and the stress is beginning to show. Airlines, meanwhile, are supposed to let travelers know early about cancellations and what options they have for rebooking. They're also expected to provide full refunds if asked.
This is Nusrat Rahman with the Detroit Free Press. Here's the latest on the fast-moving developments surrounding SNAP benefits during the federal government shutdown that's left some 1.4 million Michiganders in limbo. On Thursday, November 6th, in an ongoing court case, a federal judge said the federal government must make full SNAP payments for November to states by Friday, November 7th. The Trump administration has filed a notice of appeal on the judge's orders. Previously, the federal government had said it would pay partial benefits. On Thursday, November 6th, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services said it was directing its SNAP EBT vendor to start issuing full SNAP benefits as soon as it got funding from the federal government. Unless the Trump administration is successful in its appeal, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services said that SNAP recipients who typically get their benefits on the 3rd, 5th, and 7th of the month should get them within 48 hours of the state receiving the funds. All others should get them on their normal date. Go to freep.com for updates.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny. As companies such as Google, Microsoft, and Amazon scramble to ramp up their artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and other digital capabilities, the massive amounts of computational power they need have required construction of data centers throughout the U.S. and the globe. Now these warehouses full of computers are coming to Michigan, and high-powered computing requires high power. Indiana-Michigan Power Company, a utility whose service area extends into southwest Michigan, in an update earlier this year, predicted its energy load will more than double from 2023 to 2030, with data centers becoming 60% of its total load. At least 4 large data centers are planned for Washtenaw and Livingston counties, including a $7 billion project in Saline Township by OpenAI, Oracle, and related companies. DTE Energy has agreed to provide 1.4 gigawatts of power to that center, with another 3 gigawatts in final negotiations, enough electricity to power millions of Michigan homes. Operating warehouses loaded with powerful computers 24 hours a day, 365 days a year means heated up hardware that requires an industrial scale cooling. And that very often means water, lots of water. Hyperscale data centers nationwide are expected to consume between 16 billion and 33 billion gallons of water by 2028, according to a recent study. That approximately equals the amount of water every resident of Metro Detroit uses in 3 months. Governments are scrambling on the fly to put rules in place that protect other electric ratepayers from subsidizing the costs of these data centers' power needs, as well as protecting local quality of life and the environment.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.